Hello everyone, welcome back to Mr. News Art class. It's wonderful to see your smiling faces today. Today we're going to use what we learned in the last class about Zentangles and we're going to put it all together. We're going to be creating our very own Zentangle name tags and it's real easy to do. The materials we're going to use today are a pencil, a sharpie, an ultrafine point sharpie pen, and here you can see the difference between the nibs on those two. They're just used for different sizes of lines. And also here you see we have a 3" by 9" sheet of paper. The first thing we're going to do is use our pencil to write your name in big box letters. Make sure you make it big and fill the space, and leave a margin of about 1/4 or 1/2 of an inch around the edges of the page. Be sure that you're drawing neatly with light, easily erasable lines just in case you make any mistakes. Now that we've written our names, we need to create some strings in the background. Make sure you overlap them behind the letters, and notice that these strings go all the way from edge to edge, or sometimes from a string to the edge of the page. And the purpose of these strings is simply to break up the space into smaller pieces. We want each of our spaces between these strings to be approximately 1 or 2 square inches. Try not to use any straight lines. We're using fluid and organic lines like wavy and curvy and loopy lines. And this helps to create a much more interesting juxtaposition against the straight lines of our box letters. Now that we've finished our strings, we need to fill each of these spaces with a pattern. Make sure you're putting a different pattern in each of the spaces, and make sure that you're overlapping these patterns behind the letters. Think about contrast, and make sure you're keeping your letters bright white while making the patterns behind them a little bit darker. Once you've finished one pattern, you need to make another, and 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 another, until you're done. Now that you're finished with your patterns, the last step is to use your big Sharpie to trace the outlines of your letters. Don't trace the strings, just the outlines of your letters. This helps to add one last layer of contrast and really makes your letters pop. Now you know the basics for how you can put it all together. You'll start with an image for reference. In this case, it's your name. You'll add strings to break up that space into smaller pieces, and you'll create different patterns to fill those spaces. You'll use the Sharpies to get extra dark, bold lines to make super high contrast. Stick around for one more video where I'll show you steps for how to create lots of different patterns. Thanks for watching, and good luck with all your art endeavors.